what is your desired outcome? Why are you sitting here holding a camera on me, although only marginally?
Sorry.
You tend to lean off to the side. It's kind of funny. I know I'm going to be like,
Hey! Sorry. Hi.
Is anybody in there?
There. Better? Am I on you?
That works. Why do you do what you do? What is your desired outcome?
Wow. It's going to be a selfish reason.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I want to raise the awareness and intelligence of the human race.
Yes, but why?
So that I can live forever. Well, not necessarily forever. Life extension.
Good answer.
Yeah, not necessarily forever, but as long as I want to.
You want to be able to live as long as you want to.
Exactly, and be able to do what I can imagine doing.
How long do you suppose you'd want to live at a minimum?
At a minimum?
Yeah, at a minimum. What do you know right now? You're 37.
37.
How old, right this very second, you know for sure you want to live to what age?
1,000.
At least 1,000?
At least 1,000. 1,000's not long enough to kind of see how several generations, because 1,000 years ago was a very interesting time. People still died, and it was horrible, but it was very interesting, and it's very pivotal. 1,000 years in the future, I think, will be even more so.
I can dig that.
I guess what the real reason I want to raise everybody's awareness and increase our scientific knowledge so that I can live forever is because I want to see what's over the next hill.
And ultimately, of course, that minimum lifespan, hopeful lifespan, could change at any time. You might be 500 years old and going, okay, now I know for sure I want to live to be at least 10,000, because this is way too damn good.
Right. Well, the big thing is if I want to see the next star, if I want to get on a ship and travel, I go, well, it's going to take 10,000 years to get there at least.
At the speed of light.
At the speed of light, so I need to live at least 10,000 years, and most of that isn't even really living, it's just kind of hanging out. And
although if you've got access to
virtual environments, yeah.
Now that is pretty much right on par with my own personal agenda, as I'm sure you know.
Yes.
I've got some additional requirements on that, though. For one thing, I think I can safely say, for the most part, that 1,000 won't be enough for me.
Probably. I say 1,000 because 1,000 is what people can almost get their head around.
Well, that's very good of you to be so conscious.
And I'm going to include myself in that as well, because in 1,000 years, we don't even know what we'll think. I can imagine 1,000 years. I can't imagine 1,000,000 years, really. I think I can, but to be honest with myself...
No. I don't know if I'm being not honest with myself or if I'm just being greedy, no. But I already know, I'm pretty sure that 1,000,000 years is probably going to be my minimum. But like I said, there's an additional qualification to that. And they both go together anyway, so it's not like you're going to live that long and not have this other thing, but I'm focusing on the other thing because it's more important. And that other thing is growth. I want to grow.
To continue to live and learn.
I want to continue to gather information and increase my knowledge base, my individual personal knowledge base, and grow. And
so you want to see what's over the next hill?
So badly.
You want to see what's coming next.
And be there for it.
Yeah. Now, you say it's selfish, but you know, everyone, and I'm going to come back to religion again, everyone that believes in God already believes they're going to live forever.
Well, yeah.
They just think they have to die first.
We've discussed this.
And then they'll live forever.
It's quite obvious, though, that to the average person... See, I live under the illusion, and I could be totally wrong here, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that most people, particularly people that embrace any given religion, have not really thought about what it's going to be like to live forever.
No.
They haven't really given contemplation to the idea of where they will be in 50 million years.
Still on heaven, sitting on a cloud,
And
blissfully
even,
happy.
They might even, if I were to ask them, that might be how they would answer that question. My own parents would probably say, yeah, I would be in heaven, exalted, and, oh, bloody hell,
That's all right.
and, you know, all, and on and on and on and on and on, which is fine.
How long is that going to be fun?
And that's the first pertinent question you would want to ask. And the next pertinent question you want to ask is, well, is there still growth? Or have you done all the growing you can do? As an exalted person, have you achieved... We might want to go in.
Yeah.
As an exalted person, have you achieved all the growth that you can possibly have and want?
If you don't grow anymore, what's the point of continuing on?
That's a very pertinent question too. And the next question is but is growth necessary for continued life? And I'm going out on a limb here. I'm just going to say, I think it is. I think growth is necessary for continued life. If you're in a situation where you're alive and no longer growing, you're probably dead instantly, or will die very soon. And I mean seriously die. I don't mean the kind of death where you're dead and then you go to heaven. I'm talking about the kind
dead
of death where you cease to exist. Yeah. If religion is true, and who am I to say that it's not? If religion is true, and you're in heaven, and there you are, eventually, assuming that growth is an eternal thing, you would eventually outgrow heaven and have to move on. And there may be some religious people who are being more broad-minded than most would say, well, sure, I mean, it's not in the Bible, but it would only make sense, so of course you're going to move on. It's just a thing. But we don't know. We don't know what it's going to be. And yet,
but they don't extend that we don't know to the rest of it.
But the thing is that even while they say that, they still have this definition of God. And they take this definition of God, and they say, well, okay, He's all-knowing and all-powerful. Does He have growth?
Otherwise, what's the point?
Is He still growing? If He's still growing, then is He not? How could He be omniscient or all-powerful? Omnipotent.
Omnipotent. Yeah.